The following video was captured by Sarah and her friend Sean when they went to check out an abandoned building nobody in town goes near anymore. Watch this.
Hello? Was that your stomach? Was it?
No.
It wasn't?
No.
Baby, stop. No, it wasn't.
That was not my.
What the fuck? What the fuck is it? Are you sure?
I'm not kidding.
Okay. We didn't even shut the door. That's okay. You promise though?
Yes.
It sounded like a, right? It sounded like it was right next to us.
It sounded like hello.
Yeah, and it sounded like it was right next to us. Okay. Just one more time. You promise that wasn't your stomach?
Baby. Yes.
I mean, I heard you right after go. Alright, well, we got what we came for. I've never ran from something so fast in my life. Wait, I've been recording.
You'll notice the entity replied instantly and knocked back when they knocked, and when they said hello, a voice responded. They didn't waste any time. They rushed out of there, their nerves completely shot. But what they found out afterward made their brief encounter even more chilling. Locals later told them that years ago, the building had been used as a boarding house, and that one of the tenants, a man who lived in the upper floor, was rumored to have died inside after being isolated and neglected. People say he spent his last days knocking on the walls, trying to get someone's attention, but no one ever came. Hearing that, Sarah and Sean couldn't shake the feeling that the knocks they heard weren't random creaks of an old building, but the desperate echo of someone still trying to answer back after all these years. Which makes you wonder, did they walk away from just another abandoned structure, or from a place where someone's voice is still waiting to be heard? Now, in this next clip, a man is describing the strange occurrences that have been plaguing his house when something else turns up on camera. Watch closely.
I've lived in this house for probably close to a year now, and I've never had anything happen here. I've never once thought that there was any kind of like haunting stuff going on or a ghost or anything like that. Until a couple weeks ago when I was given kind of a strange gift. I am really into like spooky decor, funeral home stuff, like all that. I love it. But a friend of mine messaged me and was like, hey, I'm at this estate sale and they have like all this funeral home stuff. Do you want any of it? They had an actual like embalming table, which I really wanted, but they were asking way too much money for it. They had all these old bottles and stuff like that. And I said, just give me something. And they ended up getting me these like lab grade like test tube things. And these are like legit Pyrex brand, like super high quality glass, right? Came from a funeral home. So I'm totally into it, right? So I bring them in the house, I clean them up, and I don't quite know where I'm gonna put them yet.
While he's mid-story, trying to explain the late-night noises and the odd chills, there's a figure standing just behind the door. Then, in a blink, it's gone. People jump to conclusions fast, calling it a malevolent presence, and it's easy to see why. The man had recently bought a handful of odd items at an estate sale, stuff that came from a closed funeral home. He chalked it up to quirky decor at first, but the soundscape around his house changed after that. Those delicate, high-pitched glass noises you get when a thin crystal or a lamp edge is tapped. A quick tinkle, a soft chime, the kind of clink that makes you turn your head. He'll hear those tiny glass notes echo through the night, check the room, and everything sits exactly where it should. He's no stranger to spooky decor, he collects the macabre on purpose, but even he says this is different. The items arrived silent, the house didn't. Now, with a shadow appearing in the doorway while he talks about it, the line between coincidence and something far darker feels dangerously thin. So, was that a trick of light, a camera artifact, or something that shouldn't be in his house at all? You decide. The lady in the next clip woke up at 4:19 a.m. by the sound of something heavy hitting the floor, a crash that made her heart pound. But when she got up to look, there was nothing out of place. She'd had a recent scare. Someone tried the front door a few nights earlier, so she didn't want to dismiss it. She pulled up the footage from the cameras she'd installed after the near break-in, and this is what she found. Watch. When she posted the clip, a few viewers suggested poltergeist-style activity, objects thrown or toppled by an unseen force when tensions or emotions are high in a home. She wants this to be a one-off, and she's already told close family it's probably nothing and that she'll double-check the hooks. But she also admits she sleeps with a lamp on now and checks the locks twice. So what do you think? Something to overlook, or something that shouldn't be dismissed that easily? I'll leave this one with you. This next clip was captured by another friendly ghost believer who claims the ghost haunting her house actually listens to her. Watch this.
So guys, my door. There's a ghost in my room and it closes my door. It's gonna be a while, but you're gonna see it. Come on, close it. You're almost there. Close my door. Close it. No, I don't want you to open it. Close it. Just close it already. Do it. Come on. I do not have all but close it so I can go to sleep. Thank you, I guess.
Several people brushed it off as coincidence, but she insists otherwise. She says there are moments when she asks the ghost to stop slamming doors or to turn the lights back off, and to her surprise, it does. Sometimes it even feels like the activity changes depending on her mood, calmer when she's calm, louder when she's upset, almost as if it's responding to her. But isn't there a reason the words ghost and haunting are so often paired together? The very word haunting suggests something unsettling, a presence that lingers where it doesn't belong. Still, there are those who believe not all hauntings are meant to frighten. Some say spirits can linger out of attachment, sarmi, to a person, a place, or even a routine. And in those cases, they might not be hostile at all. They might even try to coexist in their own strange way. Others argue that what seems friendly could be a trick, pointing out that a presence that starts off harmless may shift over time, wearing down trust before revealing darker intentions. So, would you welcome a presence like this, or would you be looking for a way out? Now, this next video is about a man who believes his late wife's ghost is haunting him, and he claims he has several CCTV footage to prove it. Watch this.
Hi guys, this is just a quick update because I gotta get to work, but when I got up this morning to get my coffee, I walked into the kitchen and saw this. So I guess you guys were right that activity seems to be picking up because I have been, doing renovations. I replaced all this stuff, this dishwasher, this stove, the oven hood there, but this morning when I came into the kitchen, I noticed the cabinet was open, and then I noticed this chair. So I checked the Ring video, and it definitely
If it really is her, then it seems she doesn't approve of the new renovations he's made around the house. But that's not the only thing he's had to deal with. He says the TV sometimes switches to her favorite shows late at night, no matter what channel he leaves it on. He's found picture frames of them together moved to the floor, almost as if someone didn't want them displayed. And more than once, he's woken up to the faint scent of her perfume lingering in their bedroom, even though the bottle has been empty for years. At first, he thought it might have been comforting, like she was still with him. But now, with things being knocked over, lights flickering every time he talks about moving forward, and shadows caught on his cameras, it's starting to wear him down. So the real question is, if this truly is his wife's spirit, how does he find peace without feeling like he's abandoning her memory? And if it isn't her, then what exactly is haunting him, and how does he ever escape it? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. The following clip was recorded by a woman who runs a cleaning business and spent the day at a mansion where the previous owners said every cat in the house had died in the same room. While she worked, she noticed a tiny movement just out of the corner of her eye, and at one point a shadow that didn't match anything in the room. She shook it off because the work had to be done, but the house lingered with her. That night, after she left and tried to sleep, the nightmares began. She woke from a shallow dream of tiny paw prints crossing her kitchen floor and of a cramped, filthy room where something small and frightened tapped at a window that would never open. When she told friends, they chalked it up to the day's stress, until the next job proved otherwise.
Oigan, ¿qué es eso de allí? No sé qué sea. ¿Escuchan? Se escucha como si golpearan la pared. Oigan, ¿qué es eso? ¿Qué podrá ser? No sé si logran escuchar. Aquí ya me han apagado la luz anteriormente. Me da miedo pasar por el pasillo. ¿Escucharon? Hello. Ay, no. Ya me quiero ir, estoy esperando la ropa, ya me quiero ir. Se está escuchando muchísimos ruidos. Escucha que gritan. ¿Qué será? Voy a poner la segunda parte. Se están escuchando muchísimas voces. Me tengo que ir.
The next job she had was at a house where the owner took his own life, and as she finished cleaning, she saw something strange.
Si a donde te acabas de mudar te espantan, has vivido o estás viviendo en un apartamento, miren chicos, esos dedos también se mira como marca de dedos. Es increíble cómo va a ser esa marca ahí si ya limpiamos. Además se ve como que si se hubiera agarrado de allá arriba. No puedo creerlo. Es que ya aquí prácticamente ya se terminó. Nada más es recoger eso y vámonos. Ya vámonos, güey. ¿Escuchaste la puerta? Ya vámonos. Sí. Ahorita te ayudo ahí. Sí. ¿Escuchaste cómo se escuchó la puerta? Sí. Ya nada más nos falta terminar aquí para irnos. ¿Miraste la mano que se quedó en el refri? Está de arriba. Así que, sí, ahí arriba. Ponme un comentario si donde vives espantan. No, ya nos vamos a ir. O sabes que haya pasado algún crimen, algo malo, ponme un comentario.
The handprint was too small to be an adult's, and she'd cleaned every surface with bleach and steam. Nothing should have been left behind. People who follow her videos say her job makes her vulnerable, and that the work forces her into intimate spaces filled with memory, lies, and stale emotions. Luckily, she's found a way to protect herself, so taking anything home is not something she's worried about anymore. Now, in this next clip, the popular ghost hunter Ian continued his exploration at a cemetery near Timberlake Road with stories about the woman in white who lost her entire family in a single day and, unable to cope, ended her own life. As he walked deeper through the quiet street, he eventually found the cemetery where her family was laid to rest. And that's when things started happening.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That freaking sounds like children in there. I keep hearing like high-pitched voices. Hello? Ghostly children? Is that you I'm hearing? I definitely have the feeling that I am not alone in here. I am just waiting for something to pop out at me. Hello? Oh my god! Oh god, what the hell was that now? Freaking sounded like something rustling over here in one of these bushes. I mean, it could be an animal, to be fair. Hello? Oh, dude! That was a freaking child's voice again! I'm getting freaked out already. I just barely entered this place.
At first, Ian pulled out his spirit box to try and open a line of communication, but before he could even focus on the static voices, something else caught his eye.
How old are you? What was that? What was that? Holy moly, something just flew by that freaking tree over there. Oh my god, what the heck was that? Hello?
A pale shape drifted just out of view, gone before he could get a clear look. And then, by one of the graves, he noticed something strange. A ball, perfectly still on the ground. Ian swore it wasn't there moments earlier, but as he raised his camera to take a few pictures, what he saw left him absolutely stunned.
Little boy or little girl, whoever you are, could you move this ball again, just like you did? Even just a little tiny bit. That would be wonderful. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh my god! Oh my god! What was that? Dude, something just showed up in that photo. It was a freaking figure. It was standing right there. Standing right by the freaking tombstone. Holy sh**. Oh my god. Holy crap, dude. It was literally just standing there. Vivid. It looked like a little kid. Short in stature. It was almost as tall as this freaking gravestone. I'm sorry, I hope I didn't scare you. You just kind of scared me a little bit. Oh my freaking god. I want to look back at that photo, but I want to keep taking them just in case something else shows up. I think I'm going to take a look at it. Oh my god, there it is. There it is. Holy Dude, that's like a freaking figure. It literally looks like a child. Oh my god. It literally looks like a freaking child standing there. Except it's like non-physical. Like a spirit. Oh my god, that is absolutely insane. Holy crap. I have got goosebumps everywhere right now. No way! No way! No way! It freaking just rolled over there now! Holy shit!
This was the moment Ian decided he'd gone far enough. He left the cemetery unsettled and unsure if he had just crossed paths with the woman in white herself, or if it was the restless spirits of her children reaching out through the silence. Either way, one thing is clear. Something still lingers here, and it doesn't want to be forgotten. For more haunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. The following clip was recorded by a woman named Angelina while she was at the infamous Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, a place many believe to be one of the most haunted hotels in America. Over the years, guests and investigators have reported hundreds of strange encounters here, but what Angelina experiences is subtle but deeply unsettling. It's around 6 a.m. and she's enjoying a quiet morning on the balcony with her coffee. When this happens, watch.
Sydney, there's a ghost singing out here. I'm not even kidding you. Come here. Come here. Just sit out here. Just sit there. It sounds like it's coming right next door and it's not. Nobody's there. I looked. Just sit down. It'll happen. Are you glad I woke you up? What? Are you glad I woke you up? You would want me to, right? Where is it? It's supposedly coming from over there, but it stops and comes and goes. It's real. You'll hear it. Just sit and listen. Oh my gosh, this is so good.
If you turn your volume up, you'll hear the soft voice of a woman humming an old-fashioned tune, almost like something out of the 1920s. Now here's the strange part. She thinks about waking her daughter so she wouldn't have to experience this alone, but something tells her the sound would stop if she wakes her daughter, and that's exactly what happens. The moment her daughter joins her, the sound disappears completely. Angelina later writes, "I've had a ghost talk to me, grab my hand and poke my back all night long. But this felt different, exciting, but also unnerving, because when she checked, there was no one nearby." After she posted the video, several viewers shared their own terrifying and strange experiences at the same hotel. One person even pointed out that the balcony she filmed from closely resembles the one tied to the legend of the Lady in White, one of the Crescent Hotel's most well-known spirits said to have fallen from that very spot. Now, Angelina has concluded that something paranormal occurred here, but as always, I'll let you be the judge on that. What exactly do you think happened during this recording? Let me know your thoughts on this one. This next clip was recorded by a couple who prefer to go by their initials, K and T. After a year of silence, they are finally speaking up about the strange happenings in their home, like hearing whispers in empty rooms, doors opening on their own, and hearing sounds of heavy breathing just outside their bedroom door at night. But the strangest part is, it only happens when they talk about it. Almost like whatever's living with them is listening. At first, they tried to ignore it, but one morning while preparing breakfast, they heard that same familiar sound. And this time, they grabbed their phones to finally catch it on camera. Watch this.
All right, TikTok, here's our door. Hinges to the ground. Okay. The handle up behind and down. Okay, that's everything. Can you close the door? Yes.
Can you close the door? Please?
They've had this particular door checked by professionals multiple times, even replaced it 3 times in 1 year, just to rule out drafts or faulty hinges. But after all that, and everything else they've experienced, they've come to a conclusion. It's not the door, it's a ghost. Now, they've contacted a medium to figure out what the spirit wants. Now, this next clip comes from a woman named Kaye, and to be honest, everyone who has seen this video can't wrap their heads around why she's still living in that house. She's been hearing strange sounds, like something heavy being rolled across the upstairs bedroom floor, but what she captured on video one night says otherwise.
I know. I heard a noise. I know I did. Came from that room and this bedroom like it always does. Did you guys hear that? I know I probably seem crazy right now, and that's fine. That's valid.
Watch closely. You'll notice the door moving on its own, along with faint tapping sounds. At the time, that's all she gets on camera, But things only got worse. The next night, Kaye records again, just to prove she's not losing her mind, and this happens.
Did you see that? I don't think I'm gonna go through that door. I think I'm gonna come around this way. Stop, please. Oh my God, come on. Oh my, did you hear that? 3 knocks. I have goosebumps. I don't know if you can tell, but I am a little freaked out this time. Oh shit, I left the attic unlocked. Attic lock check gone wrong because I left that shit unlocked. It's fine though. Did you guys see that though when I was on the other side of this door? Damn, that shit opened fast. Just gonna one last peek in the living room. Okay.
After posting the video, she joked that it had to be her husband messing with her, but viewers weren't buying it. Some pointed out something Kaye didn't notice at the time, a faint woman's chuckle right after she says, "Did you see that?" Others mention how there were no footsteps or shadows visible, and if someone had actually been nearby, there should have been some kind of movement or they could have heard footsteps. But the most unsettling thing was the fact that she had dolls. Viewers couldn't shake the feeling that something was off, especially with the way the dolls were positioned and the way they looked. A few days later, Kaye is meditating upstairs in her usual chair when a strange, low-pitched vibration starts out of nowhere. She tries to ignore it, but after 2 minutes, it doesn't stop, so she gets up to investigate. That's when she sees this.
do? What the? I'm genuinely so freaked out. I never get freaked out like this. What the?
A candle holder, vibrating all on its own. There's no fan, no heater, no air current, nothing that could explain it, but it doesn't stop there. What happens next takes things to a whole new level. You'll notice that nothing else in the room is moving, which rules out a draft. But more than what she could see, Kaye also says that in that moment, she could feel a heavy presence, like someone was standing right behind her, but she was home alone. She has been finding ways to rationalize the strange events that have been happening in her house, but this time, she had nothing. And from this moment, the activity in the house escalated. She couldn't sleep, became restless, and night after night, the tension in the house only grew. Finally, one evening, she decides to sleep in a specific Airbnb room where the activity tends to spike, and to record everything. This is what she captures.
Betsy? Where is it? It was on the floor last time. I couldn't find it. Do you guys see it? And I'm just blind. Not sure where that came from, but damn, I really didn't want to lose that chain. But I guess that is a sign. And no, I don't know why this W is here. It was there when we moved in. Perfect.
The tapping start again. Sharp, deliberate, and too consistent to be written off as water pipes or heating systems. What's even more disturbing is that the tapping sounds match the ones she's heard before, particularly in the downstairs living room. But what really unsettled viewers came later when Kaye opened the attic, the creepy looking doll that sat alone on the blanket. Kaye even gave it a name, Betsy, and apparently in a previous clip she shared, there was a chain line on the blanket next to Betsy. But now, it had completely vanished. Many viewers, however, commended her for being brave enough to even enter that attic, especially at night, and for the fact that with all the strange activities going on in this house, Kaye and her husband still feel oddly at peace in the home. They've received countless messages urging them to leave, to cleanse the space, even to burn sage and get rid of the dolls. But according to them, something about the energy feels innocent, like whatever's there doesn't want to hurt them, it's just part of the home and they're willing to coexist with it. We wish them luck and hope whatever is living in that house continues to mean no harm. In the following video, Kyle was getting ready to head out with his fiancée when something strange caught his attention. Now, according to Kyle, unusual things have been happening around his house for a while now. Aggressive banging, the creepy sound of children laughing, and things moving right in front of his eyes. Every time something truly strange happened, Kyle wasn't always able to record it, but this day, he was prepared. Have a look. After closing the door, a low, deep growling starts echoing from inside. Then the lights begin to flicker, quickly followed by bizarre sounds that he can't quite explain. It gets worse when what sounds like knocking begins, but no one's in the room. Kyle believes something, or someone, didn't want them leaving the house, but what happened next felt less like a warning, and more like a threat.
Let's go smoke. Damn. I don't think I should have burned that book, yo. I keep hearing something.
He only noticed it later, while reviewing the footage, that there was a distorted voice, almost like a whisper layered beneath the noise. And if you look closely, his cat clearly senses it too. It runs, then starts moving like it's tracking something invisible. Then the knocking sound starts again, louder this time, so Kyle tries to trace it, moving from room to room. And then he opens a door with a distinctive creak. If you listen closely right after that, you'll hear faint voices. Some viewers say it sounds like someone speaking, others say it's unintelligible, but whatever it is, it's enough to rattle anyone. Also, earlier in the video, Kyle casually mentioned something odd, a book he shouldn't have burned, and that might be where all of this started. Here's the backstory. He found an old, worn Raggedy Ann book stuffed deep inside a closet that looked ancient and creepy, so he got rid of it by burning it. But ever since that day, the activity in the house has only intensified. Shadows would appear briefly at the corner of his vision, only to vanish the moment he looked directly at them. Kyle is now convinced that destroying the book didn't get rid of the energy tied to it, it released it. And honestly, that tracks with what many believe about burning objects tied to spiritual energy. The belief is that burning strange or cursed objects doesn't destroy them, it releases the energy trapped inside. If that's true, Kyle may have accidentally set something free. Some viewers are convinced he's dealing with a haunting, possibly even something darker like a demon. Others think there might be another explanation entirely. But as with many of these cases, this one remains a mystery. The following video was captured by Will, a young TikToker who had been quietly enduring something terrifying until it got so bad he finally decided to speak up. For a while now, he could be in his room and suddenly every appliance would shut off. Lights, fan, even his phone charger, but somehow the TV would remain on. At first, he thought it was just faulty wiring or a glitch, but things got worse. He started experiencing a strange, persistent itch all over, and when he visited multiple hospitals and ran countless tests, every single doctor told him the same thing. We couldn't find any cause. They prescribed antihistamines, skin ointments, but nothing worked, and the itching wouldn't stop. Then one night, while all his roommates were fast asleep upstairs, Will found himself wide awake, partly because of the itching, but mostly because he could feel something was off. So he grabbed his phone and hit record. This is what he caught on camera.
I barely had a lot of sleep. A lot of shit's been going on, all the scratching, all the fucking everything. So I'm recording right now just to hopefully catch something, and if I do, I just want to prove to you guys that I'm actually alone. My roommates are all upstairs, so as soon as something's happening, like I'm just watching the friggin' door, as soon as something's happening, I'm booking it right inside there. I'm gonna film all the space, all like everything. I'm gonna close the door right behind me, and I'm gonna make sure that I want to show you guys that I'm actually alone in this. Oh shit. Yo, the lights like turning on and off, bro. The doorknob. Yo, I gotta show you guys I'm actually alone. Look at this bull.
The lights flickered and the doorknob twisted on its own, as if something was trying to get in or out. And when he posted the video online, most of the viewers agreed on one unsettling possibility. If it's itching, it's probably a demon. Also, the doorknob was moving on its own, so it could mean the entity was trying to assert control, a known tactic of malicious spirits to instill fear or break boundaries. Still, not everyone believed him, and a few skeptics commented, why didn't he just go check? Well, Will did go check.
I gotta show you guys I'm actually alone. Look at this bullshit. Look at this bullshit. Look. Turning on the light as soon as I walk in. Okay, closing the door. Yo. I'm telling you, anytime I walk in, there's like literally nobody. This has been going on for like a couple days now, dude. Look, watch. I'll turn on the light, okay? Nobody. Behind the door, nobody, okay? going through this freaking door, which is just really scary in here. Nobody. Guys, tell me what the is going on.
The room was empty, the lights were manually controlled, and the strangest part, this wasn't even the first time this had happened, and many of those times Will had been completely home alone. A few days later, he returned home from work to an even more terrifying experience.
Oh, I just got home from work. Yeah, this is what I came home to. I'm literally only going to assume that my roommates is trying to pull a prank on me. I'm gonna quickly close this, push all this, close this door behind me, just in case anything happens. What the Dude, you serious? They're trying to pull a prank. This is one hell of a prank. Oh shit. Oh hell nah. Hell to the no. Everything. Oh my god. I'm out of here. Yep, I am done.
The entire house was a mess, and at first he wanted to believe it was a prank pulled by one of his roommates, but then he noticed something unusual, a creepy, old-fashioned doll. Shortly after seeing this, things spiraled out of control. Will was certain this time a spirit was living in that house with them, so later that evening, he set up a camera in the exact room where most of the strange activity seemed to happen, and what the footage revealed was disturbing.
Alright. Let's get you on camera.
Exactly 2 hours and 18 minutes in, it began. First the lights, then the cabinet doors started opening and slamming over and over again, with no one in the room. After seeing this, Will wasted no time and reached out to a spiritualist for protection, and after a thorough investigation, he learned something shocking. His roommates had also been experiencing strange things for months, but they always assumed it was one of the others playing a prank. Even worse, the house had a history. The previous resident had packed up and left without notice, and never told anyone why. Now, it was all starting to make sense. We hope the protection Will and his roommates received is strong enough to drive this angry spirit out for good. You know how people always say a fresh start fixes everything? New job, new town, new place to live. It sounds good on paper, but for Kenny, that fresh start came with something no one could have warned him about. From the moment he settled in, little things began to feel off, like his phone alarm ringing every night at 3:07 a.m., even when he didn't set it. And the mirrors? They fogged up with handprints too large for a child and too small to be his. Also, his bathroom sink would be filled with dead beetles. But everything changed one morning at 4 a.m. when he was lying in bed, contemplating whether to get up for work or call in sick.
There's somebody banging on my door here. Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Who? What the? Holy f***, creeps me out, man. What the?
If you listen carefully, just before Kenny opens the door, you'll hear a faint woman's voice, but when he opened the door, no one's there. As the new guy in town, this rattled him, so he told his neighbor about it, and pretty soon, the story spread. Then, one day, on his way home from work, a strange woman walked up to him slowly, then looked straight at him and whispered, "Leave." Kenny turned to see if anyone saw what happened, but when he looked back, she was gone. She vanished, like she'd never been there. He looked around to ask a few people standing close to him if they had seen her, but they all said the same thing. "We didn't see anyone. You must be imagining things." That night, Kenny packed every single thing he owned in that house and never went back. And honestly, I doubt a single one of you would be unfazed in a situation like this. This next clip was recorded by a man named Dan, a new convert who had been enduring terrifying, unexplained experiences in his home for several months. At night, Dan would wake up with his entire body frozen, as if something heavy was sitting on his chest. Other nights, he'll hear scratching, not just on the walls, but under his bed, in the ceiling, and sometimes right beside his pillow. There were nights when he'd find muddy footprints leading from his front door to his bedroom, footprints that didn't match any of his shoes. Eventually, the lack of sleep and growing fear began to change him. He became withdrawn, and people at work noticed he was different, more anxious, more distracted, sometimes even confused, but they all thought he was depressed. Eventually, a concerned friend brought him to a spiritual guardian who listened quietly, then gave Daniel very specific instructions on what to do. One night, he got up ready to face his greatest fear at the moment, and this is what happened.
Ow. Okay, in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, I ask you, Jesus, for healing in this home. I ask you to take these demons away from my house.
What the camera captured was terrifying. Loud bangs, furniture moving without being touched, then the front door opening like something had left. Paranormal experts say demons don't just haunt homes, they break people down, and when confronted, they fight back. In this case, it did, but the prayer clearly affected it, and after the chaos, the entity left, but not without a warning. When Dan posted the footage, one viewer caught something chilling that almost no one noticed. The cross on his wall disappeared, then reappeared upside down. Now, for those unfamiliar, that's not just some coincidence. According to spiritualists, an inverted cross appearing spontaneously is a powerful and clear sign of demonic presence, so this was certainly a demon, and Dan is lucky it walked away. It's always heartbreaking how people with the most peaceful routines end up tangled in unfortunate circumstances, and in Katrina's case, it all started because she unknowingly moved into the wrong house. One quiet morning, she was on her laptop handling work emails when she began hearing strange noises coming from her kitchen. At first, she thought maybe Lucy had knocked something over, but when she glanced at her dog, Lucy wasn't even moving. In fact, she was frozen, eyes locked on the kitchen, ears perked up, and completely still. Something about the way the dog was staring unsettled Katrina. Trusting her instincts, she picked up her phone, hit record, and this is what she captured.
Okay guys, it's just me and Lucy up here. I was just listening to music. I was on the laptop and we're hearing something in the kitchen. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Come on, Lou, come on. Hello? Hello?
That footage might look subtle to some, a noise here, a flicker there, but for anyone who's ever lived through a real haunting, you know the early signs, and the dog's behavior confirmed it. The days that followed were even more unsettling, but all of a sudden, one of the tenants in the building moved out, and the landlord offered Katrina the newly vacated room. After weeks of trying to ignore it, Katrina finally compiled all the footage she had and sent it to a well-known ghost hunter in her city. Now, a date has been set for the house to be cleansed. This next clip was recorded by two friends who had flown out to Albania for a much-needed vacation, but unfortunately, whatever has been haunting them all year didn't think they deserved a break. One quiet afternoon, they were relaxing, and a few moments later, they heard footsteps coming from upstairs. They grabbed their phone, started recording, and then this happened.
I got something in this for you.
That happened a few hours ago, guys. Me and my mate have been followed abroad. We went to Germany. There was activity, so we've come over to Albania for the second half of the holiday. Something's followed us over. Last night there was banging on the upstairs. This morning we've seen shadows on the stairs coming down. So we've set the camera up. You've seen what happened there, guys.
Now, if they looked slightly too calm for what just happened, there's a reason. They weren't shocked because they knew what it was, as this wasn't their first encounter. The truth is, this spirit has been tormenting them since the beginning of the year with strange dreams, sleep paralysis, scratch marks on their backs, bruises on their legs, and more than once, they've woken up with nosebleeds and burning sensations, as if something unseen was attacking them in their sleep. And now, even on vacation, it followed them. After this last incident, they finally reached out to a ghost hunter, sent him the clip, and that was enough to get them an urgent appointment. We sincerely wish them the best in banishing this long-serving spirit. The following clip was recorded in a Colombian mall by a man who works there. Before he got the chance to record this clip, several people had approached him talking about the weird things happening in the restroom. So one day, when he and some of his colleagues were sure no one else was in the mall, they decided to go and give it a look. Watch this.
Bueno, estoy nuevamente aquí, en la puerta del baño. No hay nadie acá. No hay nadie. Ya tampoco hay nadie. No hay nadie allá. Dios mío. Bueno, voy para adentro. La sangre de Cristo me cura. Hola, hola. Hola. Hola, hola. ¿Estás acá? ¿Dónde estás? Se prenden las luces. ¿Estás jugando con la llave? ¿Ah? ¿Estás jugando con la llave? ¿Ah? Necesito otra prueba. Necesito otra prueba. ¡Ay, marica!
As terrifying as their experience was, this wasn't even the worst of what many had reported. Some claimed that faucets would turn on by themselves, doors would slam shut even when there was no draft, and the echo of footsteps that never seemed to belong to anyone. A few even swore they saw shadows moving beneath stall doors when no one was inside. No one knows what to do about the situation, and those who know fear doing something about it and getting caught. After all, it would be hard to explain why you're sprinkling holy water, burning sage, or chanting prayers in a mall restroom, especially to a boss who doesn't believe in ghosts. This next clip was captured by a man who has been experiencing very strange things in his house for a long time, and according to him, it's gotten more annoying than scary. Have a look.
I really don't think I'm ever gonna be able to stop this shit. Listen to it. Listen to that pounding. Jesus. I mean, this is my whole closet right here. It's my kitchen. And here we go with this shit again. I'm just gonna wait and see how long it goes. It's never not. Stop! Okay, that works. Okay, so it seems to be wanting to happen now more in the afternoon. Just to prove there's nothing there. Jesus Christ. This is the cord in question, the coax cable, and you can see here it goes directly from here down to my Wi-Fi. So I could, I guess, open it like this, but one, I would probably be in the way of the camera here since I'm standing here, but let's try and test this. Here's the door latched all the way shut. I mean, I'm pulling on that pretty hard and it doesn't come out, but if I were to do this and open it, that just kind of pulls the Wi-Fi back. So, I mean, if this cord was the thing that was pulling it, this probably would have knocked off, but I don't know. Yes, absolutely we can, because I think everyone is obsessed with this and the fact that I do not have it secured. But as you can see, this goes to my modem, and that is all. It's an old building, so in front of every apartment, they've had to drill holes and then feed these in through, you know, all this to kind of update it. But this building was built in 1932, and if you can't tell, hasn't really been updated too much since 1932. Oh. You gotta be kidding me.
This time it was his closet, swinging open on its own. Other times it's been his kitchen cabinet slamming shut in the middle of the night. He's even mentioned times when objects like his TV remote or keys disappear, only to reappear hours later in the exact same spot he swore he had already checked. At this point, he admits he's less terrified and more frustrated, because living in a house where you're constantly second-guessing whether you misplaced something or if something else is playing games with you gets exhausting. Viewers, however, had their own take on it. Some believe he might be dealing with a trickster spirit or poltergeist, something that thrives off causing chaos rather than harm. Others suggested the activity could be tied to him personally, claiming spirits sometimes attach themselves to a person instead of a place. Of course, the skeptics weighed in too, saying it's probably faulty wiring, uneven floors, or even air drafts causing the disturbances. But for those who've lived through similar unexplained chaos, they argue there's no mistaking the feeling of being toyed with by something you can't see. Now in this next clip, a lady named Brenda never lived alone before, but eventually got a place for herself. On the very first night in her new place alone, this happened.
Okay. First night in the new apartment, and Mabel has been doing this for about the last 5 minutes straight. She is watching something. And yeah, the fan is on, but there's like no shadows. Oh look, see? What is it, May? Mabel. Come here. What is it? There are no bugs. Her ears are perked, and she's watching something. See? What the heck? What the heck? Mabel. Okay, right before she came in the door, there was a light. A little ball of light that came in the door right there. What is she chasing? This is like 10 minutes straight. What the hell? She has never acted like this. What is she chasing? There are no bugs. There are no mice. Mabel, what did you go under the bed for? So, yeah, I get to sleep here tonight. Mabel, get up here. Come here. Get up here. Lay down. So, I guess we're gonna try to sleep. I'll give you an update in the morning. Good night.
Many are of the opinion that a new place means new sounds, pipes settling, wood expanding, neighbors moving around, saying she'll get more relaxed after the newness goes away. But some people don't like to wait until something happens the second time before they take action, so she already saged and said a prayer through the whole apartment. Especially after hearing comments about the way her dog reacted, like it could hear something moving inside the wall. Some viewers think that's the clearest sign something paranormal might be going on, since animals are believed to sense things we can't. Others speculate it could be rodents or plumbing in the walls, but Brenda says she had the place inspected before moving in, and nothing unusual was found. So is Brenda dealing with a haunted apartment, or is it simply the unsettling adjustment of living alone for the first time? You decide. This next clip also has to do with how animals so often seem to know and see things we don't. A few weeks before Kevin filmed this, the house had been giving the family little nudges that something wasn't right. A bedroom light that would blink when nobody touched the switch, toys left neatly on the floor found scattered as if played with, and the faint sound of somebody pacing down the upstairs corridor. The family chalked some of it up to creaky old floors and a loose wiring issue, but the dog's behavior kept everyone uneasy. It started sleeping at the foot of the stairs, refusing to go into one hallway after dusk, and once woke the whole house by growling at an empty corner for a solid 5 minutes. On the day Kevin was home alone when this happened. Watch.
What do you hear?
A few people who slowed the footage down and bumped up the brightness insist they saw something slide past the wall where the dog was staring. Others say it's only a trick of light and compression, but the way the dog reacted before and after the moment makes it hard to dismiss. So what could be going on? And if you had to pick the next move to get rid of whatever or whoever is causing this, what would you try first? A house cleansing, or prayers, calling a medium, a structural or pest inspection to rule out a mundane cause, or just moving out altogether? I'd love to hear your thoughts. This next video comes from Ayers, who says everything went sideways after she and a friend tried a Ouija board. For anyone who doesn't know, a Ouija board is a flat board printed with letters, numbers, and words like yes and no that people use to try to communicate with spirits. Participants lightly rest their fingers on a planchette and wait for it to move. Skeptics call it ideomotor effect and harmless party trick. Believers warn it can open doors you don't want opened. Stories about Ouija sessions often include anything from sudden mood shifts and nightmares to persistent disturbances that won't leave long after the board is packed away. In other words, it can go badly if you don't know what you're doing. One night, after swearing she'd never touch one again, Ayers woke up to this. Watch.
Just seen my tape move at the side there, so I've just grabbed my iPhone to record it. It was moving.
She says she stopped using the board, but the activity only got worse. The kind of escalation people often link to a session that went wrong. That fits several common theories. Maybe the session created an attachment that ignored her intention to stop. Maybe it left a residual pattern in the house that whatever's sensitive to that energy keeps replaying. Or, the darkest possibility viewers floated, the Ouija invited something that doesn't respect boundaries and stuck around. A few nights later, she set her camera because she'd been feeling watched while waiting for a friend. Watch.
Well, that escalated quickly. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 unexpected movie deaths. It goes without saying that this entire list is one giant spoiler, so...
Any spirits here?
Number 10, Carolyn Fry, Pitch Black. This flawed hero crash lands on a deserted planet with primitive criminal Riddick in tow. Clearly the protagonist we're meant to root for. Fry spends the movie keeping him and the shady monsters at bay. So we shouldn't be shocked that she bites it. But, sigh, we are. Just as she redeems herself, that sense of they're gonna escape sets in. Then, boom. Down with less than 5 minutes left. Number 9, Dick Halloran, The Shining.
A few nights later, she woke to her kitchen completely upside down, and no signs of forced entry. She rearranged everything, but left a camera in the kitchen in case it happened again. Take a look at what happened.
I've just heard you.
So how do we tie this together? Whatever the cause, the pattern is classic in haunted house lore. Someone experiments with a gateway, the weirdness starts, it grows more aggressive, and even stopping the ritual doesn't always stop the activity. So are these events truly linked to that one session, or is there a different explanation she hasn't found yet? I'll leave that to you. This clip was recorded at a small family birthday party in a very old house, the kind of place with creaky floorboards and stories in every room. Watch.
This is Christina's birthday party, and everyone at it, there's Brianna, her little cousin, there's Haley, her other cousin, and there's her daddy Tommy. Hello. And here's her Aunt Misty, and here's her Uncle Joey.
What up with it?
What up with it? Alrighty, let's go with this. Daddy lighting the candles.
So we can get you a little cake on camera so we can remember your party. And we'll give the happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christina. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Blow your candles out, girl.
She gonna blow it out? Yeah.
You gonna cut the cake out, Mama, or you want me to?
Go ahead, I'm running the camera.
Alrighty.
Daddy's cutting the cake.
Did you like the bicycle and stuff you got for your birthday?
Oh my God, Tommy, it's gonna start again. Oh my God, damn.
It ain't gotta mess everything up.
He's gonna mess this up for everybody now.
Come on, sissy. Come on, baby, come on. I don't know what's gonna happen. Come on. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, baby. Seems like it's messing everything in 4 seconds. It's okay, it'll be alright.
God, I wish you'd had this at Jerry's house.
Okay, it might not
It's
do
just,
anything else, okay?
this stuff is starting again.
You're alright. I'm sorry, sweetie. You okay? I'm so sorry.
God damn! Oh God!
What the hell is going on? Go to the front room. Go to the front room, girls, go!
Oh God! Oh my God!
Let's get out of here, come on. Let's go with it.
It's unsettling enough when strange things happen on ordinary days, but when they occur during moments meant to be joyful and unforgettable, like a birthday, it leaves a mark that's hard to shake. Disturbances like this don't just ruin the moment, they stay in your memory, and sometimes when the next birthday comes around, part of you can't help but replay the entire incident, silently hoping it doesn't happen again. The family never posted any follow-up videos, so there are no updates on whether the activity continued or stopped. So till now, what happened in this clip remains a mystery. The following video was captured by a man named Sam, who has been experiencing some seriously disturbing activity around his property. He'll suddenly see shadows moving across his hallway and footprints on the porch when no one is visited. One night, he heard loud banging and metallic clattering coming from his shed, so he grabbed his phone and went to check it out. And this is what he captured.
Something is banging around and making noise in one of our sheds. I'm not really sure what to expect. I'm gonna go check it out.
While filming, he suddenly felt a sharp presence, like someone was right behind him, and if you watch closely, you'll notice a figure already in front of his house. Sam ran as fast as he could and even tripped many times before reaching the door, and when he finally reached the door, he found it locked. The same door he had literally just opened. He struggled with the knob for over 30 minutes before it finally let him back in. The next morning, a locksmith checked the door and found nothing wrong, but the same thing keeps happening night after night. The banging in the shed, the icy brush of something moving past him, the shadowy figure approaching the door, and always the door refusing to open until it's too late. Sam sent the footage to a group of paranormal investigators, and according to them, someone may have died in that shed years ago. They're still digging into the property's history and working on a way to release whatever spirit is trapped there. This next clip was recorded by a woman named Saudra, who recently moved into her late mother's house after her passing. A few weeks after she settled in, the familiar smell of her mother's favorite perfume would suddenly fill the room. The kitchen light would flicker the same way it used to when her mom cooked late at night, and the bedroom door is always slightly opened each morning, no matter how firmly she shut it the night before. But the most persistent thing? The drawer in her mom's old room, which kept opening on its own. One morning, as Saudra was getting ready for work, she caught this on camera.
Keep happening in my house since my mom passed away. Like why? I looked underneath the drawer, I looked behind it, there's nothing making it pop out. It seems like it's when I bring up my mom that something happens. Mom? Okay, it's fucking weird.
She's had that drawer checked, but every single person she's called to repair it says the same thing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Viewers quickly flooded the comments, suggesting maybe it was her mother trying to get her attention or pointing her towards something important hidden inside the drawer. So Saudra opened the drawer, and this is what she found.
Okay, let's do it. I don't know what could be in this drawer. I have my bathing suits and stuff. Halloween shorts that I need to put my Halloween stuff. Lingerie. Phone case. My Magnificent Fizz. My bells are just like, I don't know, clear room or something, I don't know. A lot of ducks for my cruise. I went on a cruise last year and I left leftover ones. Dog's bandana. Bra. What's this? Something my daughter got me. So I do think that this is it, if it is anything, but I'm kind of feeling like this is. I found this note that I'm going to post on top of here from my mom. And then I listen to what this plays.
This clip left so many people emotional, and it's easy to see why. Saudra says she still misses her mother every single day, but now she's at peace that what she's been experiencing isn't haunting, but a quiet reminder from her mother's spirit. If you've ever lost someone close to your heart, you'll understand how the heart aches for just one more moment and one sign to know they're still around, watching over you. That longing is what keeps many going, and for Blair Bathory, a young mother who lost her daughter, that sign came in several ways. On more than one occasion, she'd wake up to find music playing from a jewelry box that hasn't worked since the funeral. But the moment that convinced her it had to be her daughter reaching out was the day she visited her daughter's graveside, and this happened.
I love you. Let me know that you're safe with Grandpa Lynn and Auntie Vanessa, Grandma Ernie. Let me know that you're safe with them, Bean. Spin it if you're safe. Spin it. Show me, baby. Please show me a sign. Show me, baby. Oh, thank you. I love you.
Skeptics may call it the wind or coincidence, but for Blair, with everything else she's seen and felt, this moment confirmed her daughter's spirit is still reaching out. This next clip was recorded by Mateo, who spent the weekend at his mother's house to spend some quality time with his family, especially after their grandfather died 2 years ago. According to his mom and younger siblings, things haven't been the same since he died, and strange things always start happening around the time of his death anniversary. That night they were preparing to have dinner when his mom suddenly felt a heavy presence, like someone else had entered the room. Mateo thought they were teasing him, until this happened.
Okay, so tell him, Mom.
Pues ahorita voy a ver porque mi papá creo que está aquí cuidándome, cuidando a mis hijos y creo que él sí me está escuchando.
Okay, do it.
Pa, si me estás escuchando y estás aquí con nosotros, abre la puerta.
Explain, the door's closed.
La puerta estaba cerrada.
Okay, close it again so we can do it one more time.
Y voy a...
I'm gonna try it one more time, guys. Go, Mom.
Okay, pa.
And we're gonna show you guys that we're not lying. Push on it, Brianna. Hard. My mom.
Why are you recording me?
What makes this so disturbing is that the doorknob didn't even turn, and with the timing, it's hard not to think a spirit is trying to make its presence known. But not everyone agrees it's the grandfather's spirit. They're convinced it's a darker entity, possibly even demonic. They claim that spirits that grow stronger around anniversaries, especially when accompanied by sudden cold drafts or door manipulations, are rarely peaceful and mostly demonic. Tiffany has always been the type to talk about ghost stories, and friends even joke that she's a walking encyclopedia for all things paranormal. But despite her fascination, she had never experienced anything personally, until one day she was cleaning her house totally alone when this happened.
Alright, I'm kind of freaking out a little bit. I am cleaning. Ignore this, my band-aid wouldn't stay on, so I taped it, but in the middle of cleaning, I hear like a door shut, and I'm whispering because I'm kind of weirded out. Louis in the living room by himself, but I hear this door slam, and then I swear I thought I heard like me say like hello or hey or something. So I'm trying to wait and see if it does it again because I'm a nervous laugher, so
If you listen closely, you'll hear someone say hello, but what makes it truly unsettling is that it sounds like her, and you know what they say about hearing your own voice. Many experts claim it's linked to what they call a mimic spirit, an entity that impersonates the living in order to frighten or establish control. In some cases, it's seen as a sign the spirit is trying to attach itself to the person it's mimicking, and for someone who knows as much as Tiffany does, she's not taking chances, so she's making arrangements to have her entire house cleansed. Marissa had always noticed something strange about her daughter's behavior, like the little girl quietly having a full-blown conversation with absolutely no one around, or sometimes yelling like she was trying to prove a point. It became unbearable when her daughter would wake up in the middle of the night, pointing at corners of the room, whispering, "She's back." At this point, Marissa decided to install cameras in the kitchen, living room, and bedroom, and this is what one of the cameras captured. If you watch closely, you'll see that the little girl isn't just grabbing her toys, she's using so much force as if she's yanking them from someone else. And when a child interacts with a spirit, especially one that fights over objects, it's a clear sign of a territorial presence, possibly a spirit child, or worse, something pretending to be one. And the fact that her daughter is the only one who sees it, that's even more terrifying. Marissa has sent the footage to a ghost hunter, and the case is under review. Let's hope she and her daughter get the help they need before the spirit decides it wants more than just the toys. The following clip is about Sapphire, a woman who has carved out an eerie niche for herself, collecting and sharing stories about haunted dolls. Her channel is filled with unsettling encounters, chilling legends, and strange energies that seem to surround these dolls the moment they arrive in her home. Most of the dolls come from online marketplaces like eBay, where she either adopts or purchases items believed to be spiritually active. And if you're wondering, yes, she talks to them. One afternoon, she sat down for a session with one of the newest additions to her collection, and this is what she captured on camera.
Christy, can you show me you're here right now? Good job. Can you touch your favorite tool? Definitely the REM pod. Can you turn that off? Can you turn it back on? Good job. Can you hold it down in your favorite color, honey? It's black, but you said green. And green, black and green. Wow, that's going really fast. The sweep rate. Were you in the army? You can use these words in this app to communicate anything you want to me. Are you able to piece them together to tell me how you passed away? Ammo? Did somebody SHOOT you? Yeah. Are you 28? Christy, how can I help you? Is there anything you want to tell me right now?
The spirit's answers were emotional, specific, and disturbingly real. Now, here's the thing about haunted dolls. Paranormal experts believe that spirits, especially those that died young or under traumatic circumstances, can latch onto objects, and dolls, with their human-like features and emotional symbolism, become the perfect vessels. Some spirits stay passive, and others, not so much. Experts warn that once a spirit attaches to a doll, it can become a conduit, allowing supernatural energy to pass between worlds. And in more extreme cases, these spirits don't just remain in the doll, they begin to hunt the space around them. The following clip was captured by Patricia, who works in a hospital in Florida that many believe to be haunted. She's experienced several unsettling moments, like hearing faint footsteps in empty hallways, gurneys rolling on their own, call bells ringing from rooms with no patients, and the distant sound of someone whispering her name when no one was there. Most times, she convinced herself she was just imagining it, until one day she overheard her colleagues describing the exact same strange experiences. So from that day on, they all agreed to record anything unusual. One night, Patricia caught this on camera. Watch this.
I know I've done closed this drawer 5 times already. Come on. Do it. You ain't gonna do it because I got the camera out. I keep closing these doors, and then every time I turn around, they're open, but I don't hear them open. I swear to God. Hey, you gonna open them? I know. Come on, open the top one. I'll start doing something. This room is creepy. I'm waiting for a watch. Yeah. Come on. You wanna play? I've been trying to clean this room, but every time I turn around, there's stuff that's coming out these drawers. There's nobody else in here with me.
After waiting for a while, nothing happened, until suddenly the lower drawer opened. She also noticed something strange. The room had been cold, yet she suddenly felt an intense heat, as if something invisible was standing too close. This was enough to make her believe the rumors about the hospital might be true. But why is it that so many hospitals have ghost stories? Is it because of the countless lives that have passed? Or do the long, eerie corridors and quiet, late-night shifts simply make our minds more prone to fear that we start to see things? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Now, this next clip was captured by Susie, a professional paranormal investigator whose work takes her deep into haunted locations in search of answers. Susie's fascination with the paranormal began in childhood after she saw a ghostly figure standing silently on her parents' landing. Since then, she's built a loyal online community called the Spooklet family and invites viewers to follow her into the unknown. This time, she visited a particularly creepy house, and here's what her camera recorded.
Is there anybody here with me? Any noises through there? Do you want to open that door for me? Come in. No. Am I actually watching this? Are you on cue? No. No. I'm at work. It's just that happened on cue. I don't know if I'm scared, shocked, amazed. I'm shocked, I'm amazed, and I'm scared. I think I'm all three. That was pretty awesome to catch on camera, I'm not gonna lie.
When she posted the footage, like many of her other eerie videos, viewers immediately began sharing theories. Some were deeply unsettled by the fact that she said, "Come in," before the door mysteriously opened on its own, warning that this could be seen as giving direct permission for a spirit or entity to enter. Others pointed out that it's even more chilling because doors in haunted places are often said to act as thresholds. Once crossed, whatever comes in might not easily leave, and if the spirit was already lingering outside, that single phrase could have been the exact invitation it needed. We can only hope that, if anything truly entered that house, it was a friendly presence, not something dangerous. Now, in this next clip, Josh hears a strange sound from downstairs that pulls him into the living room, only for him to capture something that still has viewers talking. Watch. After searching through the entire house and finding nothing unusual, he goes back to the living room, only to meet it in complete disarray. Just in case you missed it, here's how the room looked when he first came in. The cross hanging upright, the dining area perfectly arranged, every object in its place. But when he returns, everything's changed. The cross is now upside down, the refrigerator is wide open, one of the dining chairs is on top of the table, the chandelier swings as if disturbed by unseen hands, neatly stacked cartons now lie scattered on the floor, and the most unsettling of all, a knife stands upright, precisely stabbed into the chopping board, like a silent threat. When Josh posted this clip, the real conversation began. He revealed he's been living in the house for over 6 years, but the strange activity only started about 3 years ago, right after he bought a haunted doll off eBay. At first, it was supposed to be a joke. Instead, it became an open door to something he can't control. The obvious question came next. Why not get rid of the doll? Well, that's where it gets complicated. Josh believes burning it could release spirits to roam freely, and moving it might not help either, since whatever's attached could choose to stay behind. If you're wondering why he has not found a solution in 3 years, it's because, for years, the disturbances were minor, easy to ignore, but in the past few weeks, they've grown aggressive. Viewers quickly pointed out that poltergeists aren't known for turning crosses upside down, suggesting this might be the work of something darker, possibly demonic, and that the chaotic display was a warning of worse to come. Others thought they spotted movement behind the curtain, assuming someone was hiding there, but Josh explained, "There's a cat tree and chair behind the curtain. My cat likes to sit there and look out the window." That explanation made some take him more seriously, but still, no one has been able to offer a solid solution. So, what would you do in his place? And if it's not paranormal, then how do you explain what happened here? Now in this next clip, a family, already unsettled by a series of unexplainable events, decided to install cameras around their home. One night, the footage captured this. Watch closely. Now, this isn't just any bin, it's a motion sensor model designed to open only when something passes directly in front of it. But here, it lifts its lid without anyone or anything in sight. No pets, no drafts, no obvious cause. Some believe it could simply be a glitch in the sensor, while others are convinced it's something else entirely, possibly an unseen presence testing its ability to interact with the physical world. And small movements like this are sometimes said to be the first step, the entity starting small before escalating to more obvious and alarming activity. So, faulty wiring, or a ghost making itself known one step at a time. You decide. Now in this next video, Chrissy is casually recording herself in her room when something happens that absolutely terrifies her. Take a look.
Please be sure to monitor your emotional state while watching this video. Hello. Hello. About how many people are you with right now? Are you sure? Did you... Do you believe violence is ever justified? If you had to guess, how long would you say it would take to get from your front door to where you are right now? How far would you go to protect a loved one? What's your favorite color? Do you have any pets? How did your parents treat you as a child? Have you ever seen a dead body? What's your favorite color? What's 4 times 4? Do you cry at funerals? Were you happy or sad as a child? Are you happy now? Where are you?
It started with her feeling a rush of cold air, but you see, it's late fall and none of her windows was open. You'll also notice the moon decoration wasn't moving at the beginning of the video, but as soon as she feels the cold air, it reacts too. Then, the blanket starts shifting across the bed, with no one in sight. Theories flooded the comments. Some believe it could be a classic sign of a spirit passing through, since cold spots are often reported right before physical disturbances. A few skeptics argued it could be vibrations from a hidden source, but that doesn't explain the blanket movement with no one nearby. And then there's the more unsettling idea that whatever was in her room was attached to her. But I'll let you be the judge on this one. In the following video, Gina is happily recording herself talking about her latest find and explaining just how much she loves collecting old, vintage, and spooky items, when she hears something that stops her mid-sentence.
There's something about vintage, Halloween, and Christmas decorations that I love, right? Like, it's old, it's timeless. I swear to God, I don't know what that would... Like, I don't know if you could hear that. Hold on. Like, I'm home alone right now. I have no clue what that was. Okay. Okay, so I don't know if you heard that, but it sounded like something fell. I have no clue what it was. And I'm home alone, like my daughter's sleeping. But anyways, I went to an estate sale looking for vintage Halloween and Christmas decor. Like, now I'm freaked out. Now I'm really freaked out. So I found an antique that is creepy. So the lady who was, you know, running the estate sale was like, oh, are you looking for something? I was like, yeah, I'm looking for vintage holiday decor. I love like spooky stuff, Halloween, Christmas, you know, whatever. And she was like, oh, we don't have any decorations, but I do have something spooky. And I was like, ooh, what is it? Like, I love spooky stuff. And she shows me this. I had to have it. Like, she's so pretty, but like, it is spooky. So I asked the lady, I was like, why is she considered spooky? Like, why, like, what's the story? And she was like, well, she was my mom's. And this lady was like in her 50s. So I was like, okay, it's gotta be old. Because if it was her mom's, you know what I mean? It was my mom's. I just heard something again. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. It was my mom's, and just weird stuff would happen. My mom would just say weird stuff would happen in the house all the time, and I don't really want it. So I bought it. So maybe all this weird stuff happening is because I brought this girl home. But I'll keep you guys updated.
It didn't take long for people to connect the dots. If you constantly surround yourself with objects from the past, especially ones tied to unsettling histories, you might just be inviting their stories, and maybe their spirits, into your home. And the doll she was holding in this video, many are convinced it's haunted. The one question everyone kept asking was, why would she bring it home? But as they say, when your heart is drawn to something, logic doesn't always get a vote. What she posted next, however, made that love for the strange dolls a lot harder to defend. Have a look.
So that's pretty much it. Like I said, it went on for a good like 5 minutes. This video itself was only 1 minute long. I was so scared. You could start to hear me kind of like breathe heavily, and I eventually woke up my husband, and he looked around the house and we couldn't find anything. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I think it's pretty spooky.
At exactly 4:47 a.m., Gina hears strange knocks echoing through her home. But here's the part that sent chills down viewers' spines. Some swore they heard a soft, breathy whisper say yes immediately after Gina exhales sharply for the second time. If you can hear it too, it only deepens the mystery. If you've been following this channel for a while, then you'll know Ian, better known as the Midwest Ghost Hunter. Still inside the creepy abandoned house, many believe is haunted by the ghosts of the entire family who once lived there. It turns out the shadowy figure he saw on the stairs in our previous video wasn't the only chilling thing he encountered. Watch this.
Yes, okay. Well, I can definitely understand why. This is a lovely home. And you've lived here a long time. I understand. Is Fred... Okay, whoa. I heard that. Minnie, was that you? Did you just make a sound? It's like a tap on a wall. If that was you, could you... Okay. Oh. I heard that. That was right behind me. Thank you. Alright, Minnie, I'm hearing you all around me right now. What? What is that? Oh my god! What the hell? That's like a radio. But how? I am spooked by an old radio turning on by itself. You can actually hear the knob twisting as it is being activated. What? What? It sounds like it's changing stations. It's still on, but it's not making noise. Oh my god, the stack's coming in more. Hello? A voice just came through.
Here's what makes it so unsettling. This was the exact room where Minnie, the mother of the house, had her funeral. Her casket rested there for 3 days, and now, decades later, strange activity continues to stir in the very same spot. For more hunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. The following clip is about Kaye, a guy well known for reporting conspiracies about UFOs, but lately something strange has been happening to him, and now he's starting to wonder if it could be what's called the hitchhiker effect. For those who don't know, the hitchhiker effect is a bizarre phenomenon often linked to UFO encounters or research. The idea is that once you interact with something unknown, it follows you home, and suddenly, strange sounds, figures, or even objects begin to appear around you, almost as if you've been marked. For Kaye, it started small. He'd notice objects in his home suddenly appearing in odd places, things he swore he never moved. Then came the nights where he'd hear a high-pitched buzzing or frequency, almost like tinnitus but sharper, and it would change direction each time he tried to follow it. At first, he brushed it off as maybe stress or even some kind of tech interference, but as time went on, the disturbances grew harder to ignore. Then, on the 10th of August, Kaye captured this. Watch.
Okay, something really weird happened a few minutes ago, and it's insane. I don't know if my apartment is haunted or what. Y'all tell me. This thing is vibrating, and I don't know why. Can you hear it? It was vibrating really loud, so I got up and moved it because I was trying to figure out what was happening. And now it's doing it again, but just not as hard. Hear it? Now what's this? It stopped. It stopped. I touched it, it stopped. It's starting again. What is going on? Is my house haunted?
Now, could this really be the hitchhiker effect like he suspects? Or, considering all the other unexplained things happening in his home, Is it possible his house itself is haunted and the UFO angle is just a coincidence? Like always, I'll let you decide. This next clip was captured by a man who lives a simple life in Mexico, but now he's scared that his simple life is starting to look far too complicated. Unlike most paranormal stories he has heard of, which tend to happen late at night, his own experiences seem to happen at any hour, both day and night. On the 3rd of February 2024, he was simply trying to take an afternoon nap when this happened.
Estoy tratando de dormir, pero acabo de escuchar un golpe duro por allá en la sala, entonces decidí grabar porque hace días que se viene presentando cosas extrañas en el apartamento. Son las 4 y cuarto, 4:13 minutos de la tarde, entonces me parece muy extraño que hasta ahora estén sucediendo como cosas raras. Entonces, comedor. Miren, ese es mi comedor. Tengo las ventanas cerradas, miren. No. Esto viene sucediendo hace como una semana ya. Pues la verdad se me hace muy extraño. Se me hace muy extraño que esté pasando cosas así. No lo puedo creer. No lo puedo creer, miren. ¿Qué está pasando?
Now, if that's what he's dealing with in broad daylight, imagine what happens when the sun goes down. He claims that at night, he often hears heavy footsteps pacing just outside his bedroom door, sometimes followed by faint whispers, like someone speaking in a language he can't understand. On several occasions, he's woken up to the sound of objects moving in his kitchen, only to find chairs pulled away from the table, or cupboards wide open by morning. Sometimes it's a knock at his door, but when he opens it, no one's there. On one occasion, he swears he heard whispering right by his ear, but he was completely alone in the room. So, what exactly is going on? Some believe he may be dealing with a restless spirit that simply doesn't care what time of day it is. Others think it's not a ghost, but maybe something tied to the land itself. Do you think it's any of this or something else entirely? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. There are several technologies out there now that people use to see if there's a ghost in their house. And while some of them are said to be credible, many others have been called out as fake, nothing close to authentic. In this next video, you might have to be the judge on whether this particular ghost tech is the real deal. The man in this clip has been hearing strange noises in his home, and you know how simply hearing things can become traumatic. When you're constantly startled by footsteps in an empty hallway, whispers in a silent room, or doors that creak open when no one's near them, it can mess with your mind. Every creak feels like a threat. Every whisper feels personal. And before long, you start dreading the silence because you know it's only a matter of time before it breaks again. According to him, the activity had been escalating. Doors closing when no one was nearby, objects left in one room suddenly appearing in another, and even the faint sound of someone breathing right behind him when he was alone. One weekend, while scrolling through his phone, he came across something unusual, an AI ghost detector. The app claimed it could scan your environment and reveal the image of anything hiding in your house. Skeptical but desperate for answers, he decided to give it a try. Have a look.
Alright, I'm terrified. What the fuck is that noise, bro?
So then I decided to try the ghost AI. You'll never believe what happens next.
Now, the part where he talks about dealing with stuff is quite believable, especially considering his past experiences. But the real question is, can this technology be trusted, or is it just another gimmick that preys on people's fears? Until we get more reviews and more evidence from others trying AI ghost detectors, this one remains unsolved. In the following video, a woman named Arya shares a very unsettling experience. Watch this.
Okay.
Somebody help me! I'm feeling good. Help! Somebody help! Please. Somebody help me, please.
Now, if you're wondering what she was running from or who was chasing her, wait until you see what the security camera captured after that.
Y'all, so here's video of that girl that posted, and I'm gonna let y'all know now, it gets really weird. It's like she acting like she's running from something or hiding from something, but there's literally nobody else in the frame. Like she tweaking.
Yeah, it is weird.
And the elevator door is not even closing. Like she playing hide and seek or something. But look, this ain't even the craziest thing. Like now the elevator door is closed. This ain't even the craziest thing about this video though. I got like more video to show y'all, and it just gets super weird. So y'all just stay tuned.
There are a few deeply disturbing details here. First, the way she was covering her eyes, almost like she didn't want to see something, makes it feel as though she was seeing something nobody else could. Second, notice how the elevator doors refused to close, as if someone was standing right in front of it, but the moment she finally left, the doors suddenly closed on their own, almost confirming that something unseen was actually standing there with her. But the creepiest part comes next. Watch this.
Alright y'all, so I went back and was looking at the video of that girl from the other day, right? Because I'm thinking maybe somebody must be following her because I found that thing in the bathroom. Like, you know, it makes sense that somebody's probably following her. Because not just any person is going to have that tool. I mean, that tool is for getting inside of rooms. So just keep watching the screen right here, man. I saw something that just... Because I'm thinking somebody's following her.
Watch, let me fast forward. Watch this.
Watch. That's just the housekeeper down there.
See?
Right there. Right there.
I don't know what that was.
This is crazy. How do y'all explain that? Somebody explain that to me. And y'all think that's crazy? Keep watching like right by that door right there, by that table. Keep watching right over by there. Whole time I'm thinking somebody following her. So we trying to go over the film and just keep watching. Look. My hand is shaking. Right there.
What is that?
What the heck? Bro, that's a rock from that table right there. Those are stones and those in bowls right there by that table. And that one of them stones just fell on the floor.
And there's no way that should happen because there's no wind in there.
Wind ain't even gonna do that though. This is crazy, yo.
I don't know.
Somebody explain this to me. Please somebody explain to me what the hell that just was.
The shadow in the footage only confirmed what most people feared. Something or someone was definitely chasing her. And the moment this clip surfaced, viewers immediately drew comparisons to one of the most infamous cases of all time, Elisa Lam at the Cecil Hotel. Just like Aria, Elisa was also seen running out of her room and behaving erratically inside an elevator, pressing multiple buttons at once, hiding in the corner as if avoiding someone, even making strange gestures with her hands. And not long after, her body was discovered in the hotel's rooftop water tank, with her clothes and belongings floating beside her. So naturally, people feared history was repeating itself here, and what they later discovered in Aria's room didn't help the situation. Watch this.
It's like all her stuff is just left here. Crazy.
You said what?
Don't get me on camera.
No, this is ridiculous. What the heck is this doing in here?
Yo, hold on, y'all. Why the this in here? Hold this. Yo, y'all. This is crazy.
Oh my god.
What? At least you got some stuff you can take home.
The condition of the room and the strange things they found inside only raised more questions. Things scattered in ways that didn't make sense, objects left in disturbing positions, and details that hinted she might not have been alone. But what makes this even stranger is what happened later that night in the same hotel. Watch this.
Keep in mind there's no construction going on. Nothing. But there's always some type of banging or clattering going on.
This clip made many believe the hotel itself could be the real problem. Some even claim this is still the Cecil Hotel, only rebranded under a different name, with the same eerie elevator still operating in its halls. And as speculation spread, another clip was released, this time not just video, but audio. Listen closely. The audio is very unsettling, and at some point it sounds like voices, dozens of them, all talking at once. But whatever it is, until a clearer version surfaces, all of this remains one big mystery.